This is video number 2 in our exploration of what are linear relationships and how can we identify them in tables, graphs, and equations. Video 1, we looked at how we could take information and put it in a linear table, which is the information that's on my screen. And this video, we're going to focus on how we can take information and put it in a linear graph. As a reminder, we were talking about 3 students who were getting ready for a walkathon. And in order to be prepared for the walkathon, they had to find their walking rate and figure out how many meters they could walk after a certain number of seconds. What we're going to need to do is have our table completely finished so we can take those data points and put it onto a coordinate grid. If you come over to slide number 2, then you are going to see this coordinate grid where we are going to put all of our information. The first thing that I want to give you a hint about is the coordinate grid is pretty small and it might be hard to be very accurate. So what I need you to do is zoom in. And in order to zoom in Jamboard, you're going to click this magnifying button right here and click wherever you want to zoom in. So now I have a little bit clearer view of this coordinate axis. I see that this is going to help me plot after a certain number of seconds how many meters the students have walked. So I'm going to have to go back to my table and look at this data in order to know how to put dots on my graph that show how far they've walked. I'm going to start with Alana, and I'm going to make sure that I am using my blue pen to match Alana in blue. I'm using color to make sure I know who I'm talking about. So we said that after 0 seconds, Alana walked 0 meters. And after 1 second, she walked 1 meter. So let me come to my coordinate graph. Let me zoom in. And I'm going to plot that first point because after 0 seconds right here, she's walked 0 meters. So that is talking about this point right here on the graph. Let me put a blue dot. The second data point that I just said was after 1 second, right here, she walked 1 meter. Meters are right here. So 1 second, 1 meter is this dot right here on the graph. Let me go back to my table, look at the next piece of information. After 2 seconds, she walked 2 meters, and after 3 seconds, she walked 3 meters. Okay, come back to my graph. Let me zoom in, grab my blue pen, and here I go. Seconds, 2 seconds, she walked distance of 2 meters. There's my next dot. After 3 seconds, she walked 3 meters. I'll put a dot right here. You are going to need to continue to plot all of the points for Alana. When you're ready to move on to Gilberto, you're going to make sure that you switch colors. I'm going to use green to match Gilberto in green. And I'm going to plot the points for how far Gilberto walked. Same as Alana, after 0 seconds, he walked 0 meters. However, after 1 second, he walked 2 meters. Let me go ahead and get myself ready to plot those 2 points right here on my graph. Well, I know 0 seconds, 0 meters. Take a look. I'm actually going to put a dot right on top of Alana because they started at the same place. However, after 1 second, Gilberto walked 2 meters, which means I'm talking about this point right here. Notice that my green dots are slightly different already from Alana's blue dots. All right, after 2 seconds, Gilberto walked 4 meters, and after 3 seconds, he walked 6 meters. Let me plot those points on the graph as well. After 2 seconds, he walked 4 meters. And after 3 seconds, he walked 6 meters. So as you can see, I'm starting to plot these points. And I want to make sure that you continue to plot the points as well. When you're done with Alana, when you're done with Gilberto, switch colors again and start over with Leanne, using her data from the table that you already found. When you are finished, I'm going to ask you to think about this question right here.